Welcome back to Chasing News. I'm Bill Spadia. We've got a lot of show for you. Your headlines are going to be coming up. And how about the most polluted water in the country? Of course, our own Brian Donahue had to go paddleboarding through it. But first, I want to bring you the story in New York about these strange towers, metal boxes with cameras, antennas, spying on your every move. And the MTA, after spending $100 million to install all of this so-called security, they're not saying exactly what they're for. Diana Blass has the full story.
You can't miss them driving into New York City tunnels. They're the Gateway Towers, recently installed by the MTA as part of a $100 million project.
You know, sometimes I just wonder where the money comes from. You know, it's like, that's a lot of money.
But John Kane with the government watchdog group Reinvent Albany wants to know who approved them.
These Gateway Towers should have been publicly presented to the MTA board, and there should have been discussion about their merits and whether it was a good way to spend scarce MTA dollars in the middle of one of the worst subway service meltdowns in decades.
The towers currently stand outside the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, the Triborough Bridge, and the Queens Midtown Tunnel. The MTA has described them as decorative, but at a recent board meeting with the MTA, the chairman said they also provide Homeland Security measures. But what kind of security measures, to be exact?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that, and I'm not going to put my security clearance at jeopardy to talk about what security items are in there.
6 more towers are supposed to be installed, but no word yet on when that'll be. I'm Diana Blass reporting for Chasing News.
Thank you, Diana. All right, let me bring in our A-plus panel to weigh in on this. Is this a privacy issue, a security issue? What is it? Arlene Perez is back. Good to see you. You are an attorney and a law partner. Always good to have you on the show. And Allison Williams, you are a family law attorney. Thanks for being here. Good to have you. Bob Bianchi, former prosecutor. Think about what happened with Equifax. Think about all of the different times that your credit card information gets taken. I mean, I don't know. Do you trust that all of this information, where you are and when you're there, is safe?
Well, in terms of whether or not it's safe, I think that question can't be answered without more information. The people that are paying tax dollars that went into this $100 million appropriation have an absolute right to know what it's going for. I also agree that you don't have an absolute right to information that's necessary for Homeland Security. So it's a real problem that people on this board of the MTA purportedly don't know what the money was spent for. But safety is an absolute concern.
Arlene,
I want to be safe in this country.
I hear Allison saying that. I think that the MTA shouldn't have even mentioned Homeland Security. Why does the public have a right to know? I mean, if the public knows, the terrorists know.
Well, what's frustrating is that no one seems to know. Even the commissioners, when asked, they had no idea what the $100 million is for. That's a lot of money to just be putting out on the street. I understand the balancing act between security and privacy, but certainly if it's being put out there, we should know what it's for and what it's actually going to do. Listen, if you're thinking those cameras are only going to be spotted on the cars, that's to start, right? But it could certainly be spotted in other directions and buildings.
Why do you need a balance? It's public. Why not put them everywhere? Every sidewalk, every public common lobby. Why not?
I think you need to have a rational relationship between when you're involving yourself with this. But I got an issue that I think is really interesting here. If I were the law enforcement officer here, I'd want the bad guys to know that we have this sophisticated technology because it will help to stop them. I know they want to stay ahead of the technology, but why not let them know we got some stuff out there that if you go into that tunnel, if you go over that bridge and you try to do something bad, we got some sophisticated equipment that's going to catch you. I think it's a deterrent right there.